If you're an early stage founder, you've probably spent a lot of time thinking about your pitch deck, the slides, the design, the order, the metrics. But here's the truth most founders learn the hard way. At the early stage, VCs are not deciding based on your deck. They're deciding based on you, your clarity, and how you think. In this video, I want to break down what VCs actually look for early on, beyond the pitch deck, so you know where to focus your energy. Let's start with a reframe. A pitch deck is not meant to convince an investor to invest. At the early stage, a deck does one main job. It helps an investor decide whether your business is worth spending more time on. That's it. The real evaluation happens in conversations, Q&A, follow-ups, and how your story holds up over time. So, if you're thinking polishing slides will unlock funding, you're likely solving the wrong problem. So, the first thing VCs look for is clarity. Not passion, not ambition, clarity. They want to understand very quickly who exactly is the customer? What painful problem do they have? Why does this problem matter enough to be solved now? Early stage investors are constantly pattern matching. When a founder can explain their problem and customers simply, it signals focus, depth of understanding, strong founder market fit. When explanations are long or vague, it signals uncertainty. Clarity builds confidence. Confusion creates hesitation. Now, at the early stage, VCs are not just evaluating the product. They're evaluating how you think. This shows up in how you answer questions, how you respond when challenged, how you talk about things that didn't work. Founders who impress investors don't pretend to have all the answers. They show structured thinking, honest reflection, clear reasoning behind decisions, being able to say, we tried this, here's what we learned, and here's what we changed. This builds far more trust than overselling certainty. 3. Investors don't expect perfect traction early on. What they do look for is momentum. Momentum means learning is happening, decisions are being made, direction is becoming clearer over time. This could show up as sharper, ideal customer profile definition, better pricing clarity, faster feedback cycles, clear go-to-market logic, static stories kill interest. Progressive stories build conviction. Now, number 4 is subtle but extremely important. VCs look for founders who have conviction, not arrogance. Conviction looks like clear belief in the problem, calm confidence in decisions, willingness to say, we don't know yet. Arrogance looks like over defensiveness, overselling, inability to accept feedback. Early stage investing is a long-term bet on a founder's ability to learn. How you show up in the room matters more than how polished your slides are. So why many great decks still don't convert? This is where many founders get confused. They have a well-designed deck, a compelling idea, decent early numbers, and still get, let's stay in touch. Now, usually it's because the story isn't fully coherent yet. The learning isn't clear, or the founder's thinking isn't fully crystallized. A deck can open the door, but conviction is built over multiple interactions. So, how founders should prepare instead? If you're in early stage and planning to raise, here's where to focus instead of obsessing over slides. Work on explaining your business simply without slides. Being clear about what you know and what you're still figuring out. Showing progress between conversations, telling the same story consistently. When these are in place, the deck becomes support, not a crutch. So at the early stage, VCs are not investing in decks. They're investing in clarity, thinking, and founder potential. If you're building a startup or planning to raise, I'll be sharing more structured insights on fundraising, strategy, and how investors actually think. Subscribe to the channel if this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.